Hey guys, welcome to what I call TypeScript Tidbits. So this first one that I'll do is maybe a little bit of a contrived example, but shows the benefits of dealing with strings, or what you could call magic strings in TypeScript, with some of the benefits that you won't get with JavaScript. So say if you have a type to do and you have an ID, content, status created, where status is this what you could call magic string, where you have a few different options for such a thing. So say if we just set it as a string and we have the following input, my to-dos, and say if you have buy milk, pending, wash car, postpone, exercise completed. Now say somewhere else in our application you had done to-dos filter or status equals complete. This is obviously not what you had as one of your statuses, which is completed, so you won't find anything, and we can test that now. Actually, what I'm going to do is do a TSC watch, so that will watch any change that I make, and then we can say npm start, which is just running the application, and you'll see it has 0. But of course, if we change it to completed, we should get 1. And there it is, the completed one. So there's a couple of ways you can deal with these magic strings within TypeScript. One of my favorites is you can just say type to do statuses equals, and then you can say pending, and this little thing is kind of like an or, so pending, postpone, completed, and then you can say this is a to-do status. You can make this plural or singular, it's up to you. And then now, if we try to make this complete, you'll see it throws the error, which is what we want. Also, later on, when we are using to do status equals, we will get the actual ones that we want. And of course, if we had that wrong later somewhere in the app, then we will get a compilation error. So that's one way of doing it. Another way you can do is use an enum. This would be enum statuses. And so the thing about enums in TypeScript versus say like C# is the key and the value can actually be the same. So you can say pending, well actually we'll do pending, oops, sorry, it's an equals pending, postpone equals postpone, and completed equals completed. And now the difference in this way is it'll say this is not valid. So when you're using enum, then you would say to do statuses dot pending. So some people might think this looks cleaner, easier to read. You know, that's part of I guess, you know, however you like. One, you know, potential thing you have to remember is if you're using an enum like this, and you have something like, if you have something in a different file, you have to actually export your enum and import it to another file, so that way you can actually use. So I'm actually surprised that it's not throwing a warning here with this. So I guess you can actually type the string, but you wouldn't want to do that, of course. You'd want to take the enum that you export and just do it like that. So those are two good ways of dealing with it. Another way you can do it if you don't want to, if you want to keep this as a string, then one thing you can just use the enum still. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Or you can say if you're just using a function and create to do, you could say content string, and you could say status. So you could do the same thing. Here. And then essentially when you go into create to do, you'll get that same list. So these are the two ways that I know, the two best ways I know to deal with these magic strings. So that way, you make sure that, if one of these changes, say if you change this one to complete, then you'll get refactoring support that's saying, you have to change it in these places or it won't compile. So that's a big benefit of, keeping these instead of just making a generic string, is that you'll get compilation support when refactoring your code. So I hope that helps everyone. That's the TypeScript tidbit for today.